everyone. I hope you all are well. So presently we are going through a very tough situation due to coronavirus pandemic. But yes, I'm quite sure that we'll get back into our normal life as early as possible. And I'll take your classes once again in the classroom, and you all will be there in front of me, and again we'll have our regular days. Anyways, so whatever the situation is, we can't stop our study at all. So today I'm going to teach you the 5th chapter of your Bliss book, that is Our Runaway Kite by Lucy Maud Montgomery. So before starting the chapter, I will tell you the background of this story, whole story. So Our Runaway Kite by Lucy Maud Montgomery is a unique story depicting vividly the value of relationship. So Claude, the narrator, and their father lived in an isolated island, the Big Half Moon. Means the name of the island is the Big Half Moon. In the winter, when the harbor gets frozen, so they have to shift to the mainland, where Claude and narrator get scope of having the company of others. So with the help of a boy, Claude learns to make kites, and so the narrator also. One day, in a day of a grand wind in the island, so the narrator accidentally made a hole in the kite. To repair in a hurry, they found an old letter lying idle in the bookcase. So they mended the kite immediately with a sheet, and means with a sheet means whatever they had got at that time in the bookcase, and then they started flying the kites once again, and the kite soared higher and higher up. Suddenly the cord tore, and the kite the kite sailed away towards the mainland. Means it was far away. Eventually their aunt Esther noticed the letter used for mending the kite, and she became astonished to find it in the same letter that she had written once to her brother. Means the letter what they had used to mend the kite, that was the letter written by their aunt to her brother, means the father of Claude and also the narrator. Then her face turned pale in the shock, of course, and soon she contacted her brother, means the narrator's father, and they all started living together. So in this way, the Macro family got reunited, and after a long separation, they started living together. So that is all the background of this chapter. So now I am going to explain pairwise. So there are 3 units in this story. So now I am starting unit 1. Of course, there was nobody for us to play with on a Big Half Moon. We just had to make the most of each other, and we did. So here we means the narrator means the author herself, and Claude. So we live on the Big Half Moon Island. We are father and Claude and I, and Aunt Esther and Mimi and Dick. So Mimi and Dick were the children of their Aunt Esther. It used to be only father and Claude and I. So previously they lived only she and her brother and their father. It is all on account of the kite that there are more of us. This is what I want to tell you about. So how they started living together, she would explain in the rest of the story. Father is the keeper of the Big Half Moon lighthouse. So in the island of Big Half Moon, there was a lighthouse, and their father was the keeper of that lighthouse. I am 11 years old, Claude is 12. In winter, when the harbor is frozen over, we all move over to the mainland. As I explained before, that during winter, the harbor actually gets frozen. So it was not possible for them to stay in this island. So they went to the mainland. As soon as spring comes back, we sail to our own dear island. The funny part used to be that people always pitied us when the time came for us to return. They said we must be so lonesome over there, because they knew it very well. When they would return to the big half moon, of course they would not get any companion with them to play, with no other children near us. Of course, Claude and I would have liked to have someone to play with us. It is hard to run pirate caves and things like that with only two. Means they only played with each other. No other children was there in the big half moon. So only Claude and the author, they played with each other. And it was really very impossible for them to play the pirate caves. But we used to quarrel a good deal with the mainland children in winter. So it was perhaps just as well that there were none of them on the big half moon. Claude and I never quarreled. So when they actually went to mainland, they used to quarrel with the other children of the mainland. To be sure, father didn't seem to have any relations except us. So the author didn't know that her father actually had any relation earlier, because for the long time they only stayed in the big half moon without any relation, and of course without any friends. This used to puzzle Claude and me. Everybody on the mainland had relations, so actually they were totally unable to understand that why their father hadn't any relation, because in the mainland they found many families with their relatives and friends, but they stayed in the big half moon only with themselves. No one else was there. So it was actually a question to them. Why hadn't we? Was it because we lived on an island? We thought it would be so jolly to have an uncle, an aunt, and some cousins. Once we asked father about it, but he looked so sorrowful that we wished we hadn't. He said it was all his fault. Claude and I didn't understand what he meant. So when they asked their father replied that it was all because of him. He hadn't any relation. So actually they were so happy to see others having relatives like uncle, aunt, and many other relatives, but they didn't have. So they questioned their father that why they hadn't any relatives. So their father replied that it was only his fault. So of course they didn't understand why their father replied like this, but still it was a big question to them. So that is up to the unit 1. So now the exercise. The keeper of the big half moon lighthouse is father. The family moved over to the mainland in winter. When asked about relations, father looked sorrowful. Next, fill in the chart with information from the text. Name of the island, Big Half Moon. Age of Claude, 12. The game played by Claude and the narrator, Pirate Caves. Next is state whether the following statements are true or false. Provide sentences, phrases, words in support of your answer. So you know very well, I know it, that you know very well, if you have to give the answer of the true or false, when you are stating the answer true or false, then you have to give the statement from your text and must give the quotation when you are copying the portion from your text. So people felt that Claude and the narrator were lonesome in the island. The answer is true. And supporting statement is, they said we must be lonesome over there with no other children near us. Next one, Claude and the narrator quarreled. Of course it's false. And the supporting statement is, Claude and I never quarreled. Next one, nobody on the mainland had relations. It is false. And the supporting statement is, everybody on the mainland had relations. Okay. So now we are going to start unit 2. It is always lovely on the big half moon in summer. When it is fine, the harbor is blue and calm, with little wind and ripples. Every summer we had some hobby. The last summer before Dick and Mimi came, we were crazy about kites. A boy on the mainland showed Claude how to make them. Back on the island, we made plenty of kites. Claude would go round to the other side of the island and we would play shipwrecked mariners signaling to each other with kites. So I said you already that when they went to mainland, they had learned how to make kites. So before Dick and Mimi came, they both only played any kinds of games. So previously they played the pirate caves, and when they learned already how to make kites, they started flying the kites. We had a kite that was big and covered with lovely red paper. We pasted gold tinsel stars all over it and had written our names full on it, Claude lit and Philippa lit. Big Half Moon Lighthouse. So once they prepared one big kite and they had written their names too in the kite. One day there was a grand wind for kite flying. I'm not sure how it happened, but as I was bringing the kite from the house, I tripped and fell over rocks. My elbow went clear through the kite, making a big hole. So one day they were trying to fly the kite, and accidentally the author made a big hole in the kite. We had to hurry to fix the kite if we wanted to send it up before the wind fell. We rushed into the lighthouse to get some paper. We knew there was no more red paper. We took the first thing that came handy, an old letter lying on the bookcase in the sitting room. We patched the kite up with the letter, a sheet on each side, and dried it by the fire. We started out, and up went the kite like a bird. The wind was glorious and it soared. All at once, snap, and there was Claude standing with a bit of cord in his hand, looking foolish. Our kite had sailed away over to the mainland, so they already mended the kite with a paper what they had got nearly. And suddenly they found, when they were flying the kite, suddenly they found that only the cord was left in the hand of Claude and the kite that flew away. So now the question answer. In summer, the big half moon is always lovely. Back on the island, Claude and the narrator made plenty of kites. Next, the kite was patched with a letter. Now complete the following sentences with information from the text. A boy on the mainland showed Claude how to make kites. On the kite, Claude and the narrator pasted gold tinsel stars all over it and had written their names on it. Claude was standing with a bit of cord of the sailed away kite in his hand, looking foolish. Next, the statement and the reason. The narrator's elbow went through the kite. And the reason is, she was bringing the kite from the house. She tripped and fell over the rocks. Claude and the narrator hurried to fix the kite, and the reason is, they wanted to send the kite up before the wind had finished. And the kite soared, that's the statement, and the reason is, the wind was glorious. Now we are going to start Unit 3. A month later, a letter came from father. After he finished reading it, his eyes looked as if he had been crying. Do you want to know what became of your kite? He said. Then he sat down beside us and told us the whole story. So that was a miracle actually to them. Finally, they were going to have a family, full family. Father had a brother and sister. He had quarreled with his brother and left home. Years afterward, he felt sorry. When he went back, he found his brother had died and he couldn't find his sister. So he started his story. He informed them that the letter what they had pasted in the kite, now at that time he had the answer of that letter. Means once he had his family, he had a brother and a sister. So he left home for some reason, and when he went back to his home, he found his brother died and he didn't get his sister over there. The letter father had just received was from his sister Aunt Esther, mother of Dick and Mimi. She was a widow who lived hundreds of miles inland. One day when Dick and Mimi were out in the woods, they discovered the kite on the top of a tree and carried it home. When their mother saw the kite patched with the letter, she turned pale. It was the very letter she had once written to her brother. Philippa was her mother's name and Claude was her father's. She knew who we must be. So she sat down and wrote to Big Half Moon, and father received her letter. Next day, father went and brought Aunt Esther and Dick and Mimi with him. They have been Here ever since Aunt Esther is a dear and Dick and Mimi are too jolly for words. But the best of it all is that we have relations now. So what they wanted actually for the long time, finally they had got. So that letter what they pasted in the kite, it was received by their aunt, means Aunt Esther, and when she saw the names Philippa and Claude, definitely she would realize that who were they, because Philippa was their means her aunt's mother's name and Claude was her father's name. So she would already understand that who were they, and she wrote the letter to the big half moon, which was received by their father, and finally both of the family met each other, and Claude and Philippa finally got their family with them. A letter, now the question answers exercise. A letter came from father after a month. Father left home after quarreling with his brother. Dick and Mimi discovered the kite on the top of a tree. Now fill in the chart with the information from the text. Person who sent a letter, Aunt Esther. Name of Aunt Esther's mother, Philippa. Total number of family members in the narrator's family at present, of course 5. Now, what did father find when he went back home years afterward? So what did he get? Father found his brother had died and he could not find his sister years afterwards when he went back. Where did Aunt Esther live? Aunt Esther lived 100 miles inland. Why did Aunt Esther turn pale? Aunt Esther turned pale when she found the kite patched with the same letter she had written to her brother earlier. So that is all about this chapter. I had already explained the summary of the chapter so that you can get the background of the story. It will of course help you to get the main point of this story. And next I explained the whole chapter, and also I explained the question answer, so you will get your queries over there. And still I hope that we'll get back into our normal life very soon, and till then take care of yourself.